This is a real AU Falcon dashboard, except it's no longer attached to an AU Falcon, it's now my sim racing rig. And yes, the original speedo and tachometer actually work while I'm driving. Welcome to the channel. Now, if you're Australian, you'll already know exactly what an AU Falcon is. If you're not, here's a quick history lesson. The AU Falcon was released in 1998 and is considered one of Australia's finest pieces of engineering. They are commonly driven by Australia's elite and can usually be found in the wealthiest suburbs in the country, like Caboolture, Logan and Wollongong. If you're from one of those places, I'm only joking. Mostly. In this video, I'm going to try turning Australia's most beloved car into a fully functioning sim racing cockpit. Now, unfortunately, I wasn't planning on making a YouTube video when I started this build, so nearly all of the build footage is vertical Snapchat videos that I sent to my mates. So, apologies in advance. Step 1. Acquire an AU Falcon. Lucky for me, I already had one. A 2001 AU Falcon had been sitting abandoned out the back of my property for years. When I say years, I mean nature had genuinely started reclaiming it. There was so much bush growing around the thing that I couldn't even open the doors because trees had grown next to it. Safe to say, she'd seen better days. Step 2. Remove absolutely everything. Now, all I needed was the dashboard. Simple, or so I thought. Trying to remove an entire Falcon dashboard while it's full of ferns, spiders, and about 400 wiring connectors is not fun. Every second plastic clip exploded, half the screws rusted in place. Eventually though, victory. Step 3, build the frame. The first thing I actually did was hang the dashboard from the ceiling, which sounds ridiculous, because it is, but it let me get the height and angle exactly where I wanted before building the frame underneath it. I built everything out of leftover framing pine. Now, I'm definitely not a carpenter, so don't look too closely. Once the basic frame was done, I reinforced it, added an MDF floor, then built a frame for the center console. Slowly, it actually started looking like a car again. Well, half a car. Step 4. Completely derail the project. Everything was going a bit too smooth, so I thought I would throw a spanner in the works. Originally, I was just going to remove the Falcon gauges and replace them with a monitor. Simple, easy, done. Then I saw people on YouTube using original BMW and Volvo gauge clusters in their sim rigs, and for some reason, I convinced myself I'd suddenly become an electrical engineer. So naturally, I decided I was going to make the original Falcon cluster work. Turns out, BMW and Volvo clusters have hundreds of tutorials online. The AU Falcon, not so much. I couldn't even find the correct pinout for my particular cluster. Different Falcon models, different clusters, different wiring, every bit of information I found was for the wrong one. At this point, a smart person would have admitted defeat. Bought a monitor, moved on. But I'd already told all of my mates I was making the original gauges work, and I wasn't about to let them call me a quitter. So I doubled down, because apparently I enjoy suffering. Since I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing with electronics, I asked Chatty Jeeps what I needed. Apparently, an Arduino, a multimeter, a breadboard, transistors, resistors, KFC chicken twisters, power supply, and a USB cable. Well, that's what I wish it had told me. Instead, it remembered a new part every single time I'd already driven home from J-Car. Thanks, Chatty Jeeps. Now, here's the extremely dumbed down explanation. The Arduino is basically a tiny computer. It can control the speedo, but it only outputs 5 volts. The Falcon cluster needs 12. So I built a transistor circuit that lets the Arduino switch the 12 volt supply on and off. Although that explanation only took about a minute, getting this all working took me about 2 days. But eventually, look at that, needles moving, warning lights working. I honestly don't think I've ever been so excited to watch a speedo move. If you guys want a full tutorial showing exactly how I got this cluster working with SimHub, let me know down below, because I couldn't find a single guide for this thing anywhere. Step 5, carpet. With the hard part over, it was time to make it look less like a school woodworking project. I grabbed some marine carpet from Bunnings, a few cans of spray adhesive, a staple gun, a Bunnings snag, and got to work. Once the carpet went on, everything suddenly looked about 10 times more professional. Step 6, final assembly. With everything finished, I bolted the seat in, reinstalled all the plastics, had some lunch, mounted the wheel, hooked up the electronics, and finally, it was finished. And bloody hell, doesn't it look good? In fact, I'm scared to make it look any better because it might attract some local crackheads wanting to do some skids. As far as I can tell, this is the first AU Falcon sim racing cockpit on YouTube. If somebody has already done it, please don't tell me. I'm enjoying believing I was first. If you enjoyed the build, make sure you leave a like and subscribe, because this definitely won't be the last ridiculous project. If enough people want it, I'll make a full tutorial on how I got the AU Falcon gauges working with SimHub, because there wasn't much information out there, and hopefully it'll save someone else making 4 unnecessary trips to JCar. I've also got plenty more ideas for upgrades to this rig, so let me know what you'd like to see next. Thanks for watching, I'll catch you guys in the next one.